Okay. Well, I have reconnected, and I have not crashed. So I would say give it another go, Winter. And you go ahead and just let me know.
I have this feeling I'm gonna reconnect and you're gonna crash.
Don't worry. If worst case scenario, you can go all the way back. You just get out of Steam, then reload up Dota 2 and try to get back in that way if necessary. But take your time. Don't worry about it. There's no action breaking out yet, Winter. I'm already in, and I can take the time to lead out some early introductions now. I might have lied, Winter. They are going to break out as they get the lift back onto no one here. Sing Sing is just destined to try to go for this rune. He's going to be committing the cogs for it. He will get it and back out and away here. So we'll go ahead the lane assessment here. From the side of Vega, it looks like we're going to have Seema the Slayer on your support, Lena. He'll be accompanying 9Pash on this Queen of Pain. On the lane across from him, Sing Sing is going to be playing that clockwork. He'll do the cog block early here and try to equalize that lane back to his side. But look at this gathering, especially from the Freedom Fighters here at the mid lane. They have both Yapsor on his Rubik and the Wyvern, played by Mad, who is going to be accompanying Mr. Necroman. It also looks like they've done a little bit of a role swap here. Mad, yesterday, as we know, was playing the AM. This time he's back on support. We said yesterday, both Gods and myself, this is obviously a team that's, going with the flow, maybe making some changes. They changed drafters through, midway through their best of 3. It looks like they're still changing up roles. It could also be who's just more comfortable playing the axe, and maybe Paris is like, I got a good axe. Give me a coach. I'll go in with the core role, and he's going to be the guy to go mano-a-mano against Mag on the Brood here. Winter, how's your cereal doing? Are you back in the Dota game yet?
Yes, I am, my friend. And
Welcome.
We're gonna see Matt. He's gonna start pulling here, but he's gonna soon realize he's not gonna be able to double pull. I don't think he actually checked that. There's a ward from Mag actually blocking the camp.
It's so funny, like, only sometimes they will go next level with this blocking ward here. And maybe it's against well-versed veteran supports, and Mad's like, uh-oh, the creeps are not there. I'm about to do a single pull. And that's like the breaking the cardinal rule of support play when you get to, like, that mediocre level. Don't ever single pull, because then you just have a wealth of aggression coming down the lane, and that's going to make things a lot easier for their Brood to level up. Looks like
it really depends what you want to do, right? If you want to push the tower, then single pull becomes fine. What you want to do.
Of course. But I would wager probably not in this situation right now. They're looking to push too much. They don't have a very push lineup as it is. In fact, if anything, Paris just wants more creeps to come his way without much contention so he can get the free spins like he is now. And it is a bit difficult, as expected, for Mag at the start. He's just going to have to leech up the XP. But Winter, he's still got to level 3 without much of a sweat, and he'll soon have that soul ring. So this Brood, I imagine, will just still eventually be a Brood and be a problem.
I think he won't really be threatening the tower too much since it's an axe. He needs to rely on his teammate to actually make a rotation. Usually, I think I see teams, when they pick Brood, they have like Spirit Breaker, but Matt is going to set up a kill in middle lane with this Invis rune. Probably going to get it with the lift from the Rubik.
Will he, though? It looks like he might. Lift back. And Mad starts dishing out the Arctic Burn, and yeah, he is done for there. Solo shows up, but it's only to see his friend go down. Will not be there in time, and convenient room for Mad leads to a nice pickoff, and Monkey Freedom Fires will be your first blood.
And because they placed the ward to block the camp in this area, it doesn't give them vision on what rune the Wyvern actually took out. So it's a trade-off. Yeah, the trade-off they get. But I was going back to my point I was saying about the Brood. They need to eventually help the Brood with one gang, I think, against the Axe. That's generally what you want to do. You want to release the Brood to be able to push the towers, and they're going to set up at the disruption in the middle.
Yep, Necroman gets hit with the disruption. A quick retort from Yapsor. We'll get the lift on the Necroman, and we'll be safe here. So they're going to be fine. They'll split it up. And you're making the call out that a gank might be necessary here from the side of Vega, but they don't really have a ganking squad right now. I mean, unless Seema does decide to leave.
They probably have to bring more than one hero, though. I feel like when you do this sort of lanes, generally they are going to go in again at top with a disruption.
Yep.
Should be an easy kill here.
Sing's in trouble. He's trying to create some space for the cogs, but the space is not going to be given. He will end up going down, and this is kind of like one of those classic combos, whether it's the roaming Shadow Demon Lesh or this roaming Shadow Demon Lena. He sets up the easy stun for her, and they get the job done.
They managed to kill the SF with a Rubik rotation as well when that was happening.
Simultaneous breakout as Solo is, I just want the 4-minute rune. Not going to be happening. Yapsor will pick it up, scooch him away. and they'll be back over. But it's looking like Vega still going to be hanging around the northern part of this map for now, Winter. Maybe Solo could step away and stack on the way out or something, but it might not be anytime soon for this Brute to get that assisted gank.
I actually think it might be soon though, because Queen is going to pop level 6. Then probably, I think she's the most ideal target to TP when she gets level 6, TP to bottom and kill the Axe. The other heroes are really difficult, because if you talk about the supports, you cannot really bring one support and go down to get the assured kill on the Axe. You have to bring two, and when you bring two, it becomes very obvious that something fishy is going on the map when two heroes are missing together. But when you rotate the Queen alone and let the Lina take the lane, it becomes less obvious where you're trying to gank.
That's true. I mean, it will definitely put Monkey Freedom Fighters on high alert once this Queen does turn 6 and suddenly just is not in the lane anymore after she has been very consistent with farming and aggressiveness. But where she could strike is definitely going to be
because
concern.
she could go mid as well. So
yeah,
the opponent supports have to be on high alert to guard the two lanes. And Matt is going to try and set up a kill in middle lane again once more. He's going to go behind the SF here, and Rubik's waiting in front.
Well, it looks like actually he spotted out a sweet stack in the meantime and will block it off and drop the ward for some
Shadow
intel.
Demon should be dead.
Courier! Mad, behind you! Oh, he doesn't want the Courier. He's going for Solo. Gets the Arctic Burn off. They'll slow up a bit. Solo's going to get the disruption on the Necroman. And that looks like it might be able to create enough space. The Yapsor's not going to be able to get close enough for the lift. And he'll make it out. But all the meanwhile, Winter, looks like no gank was needed. Mad goes down in the bottom lane to Paris.
Yeah, the Brute definitely needs the gank, not the Axe. The Axe doesn't need the gank. But Rubik's going to try and lift the Shadow Flame with the Rocket Flare, while very, very coordinated kill there from Monkey Freedom Fighters there. The lift into the Rocket Flare, and the Rocket Flare was casted from base,
Yeah.
So it was a really good kill there.
That was a 3-pointer. They definitely had premeditated that kill and said...
More than a 3-pointer, my friend. 5-pointer.
So Mad makes his return back to bottom. He'll do the pull-through, but this is going great for the Freedom Fighters, at least as far as the bottom lane goes. Now, what do you think about Paris? He's going to step off and go like the buffer build-up and get what looks like a Vanguard before committing to the blink.
I think Vanguard is good here, because he needs to be able to stand in the lane, and having the Vanguard here, going back to my point where you want to make it actually that the opponent commits 2 heroes to come and try and kill you, and Vanguard is going to be that item. Right now, with him getting the Vanguard, a Queen of Pain coming down alone might not actually guarantee the kill. It might actually force them to bring a lot of heroes, and they're going to smoke both their supports. Let's see whether the Axe sniffs it out, because the supports, they have really deep vision, not scouting any of the supports in the jungle stacking. So this might actually give it away that they are actually rotating bottom. The Axe is actually playing very safe now because of the deep ward there, not scouting any of the supports trying to stack the camps.
Yeah,
so they're playing the situation really well.
Yeah, Sing Sing even is going to be in a pretty defensive spot as well. He won't know if maybe they're hiding out behind the Queen. Though the priority target's got to be this Axe. Now getting that one kill.
Because they need to help the Brute Mother. That is their next important goal to achieve. Since the Brute can't really lane 1v1 against the Axe, so this is the time where you need to come and help the Brute to actually get the lane going against the Axe. So the Axe is actually playing at a very, very good distance behind the tower. This is going to make the gank really hard for them.
Yeah. It feels like he's not going to be able to do a whole lot, but when you look at it from the other side, Vega are not doing anything. They're just walking around hoping to get kills, and they found this, some sort of stack, and the two of them will just kind of tag team it.
The SD doesn't have the poison though. It's going to take a while.
Yeah. This is just them making do. And after they do this, it's not like they're in fighting condition to continue with their gank adventure unless they kind of get some consumables. And that's the give up right there. Lina heads back to base. Even eats a rocket on the way out. And that means
game sense from Sing Sing that he knows they are actually there.
Nicely read all day. Monkey Freedom Fighters are not going to be aggressed at all. Look at Solo though. Get away from me! Gives them the disruption and forces Paris back a bit. Back at mid lane, they're looking to swoop in for no one. Look at Yapsor. This guy has been mid lane all game on this Rubik. Pulls up the telekinesis right towards Necroman. Necroman's going to actually be forced back. Pop the refraction. He's in trouble. No one. Look at him go. Oh! Razor, almost enough to finish him off, and Mad also shows up just in time. Vega.
That Tranquil Boost actually saved him. He probably should have used his double raise. I think he just generally didn't expect the Rubik to get Tranquil Boost this early. That armor actually allowing him to survive there. He actually needed to use both the raise there to get the kill.
Not happening though, and it's going to be another opportunity lost for Vega here. So a 4-1 start for Monkey Freedom Fighters, and it just feels like Vega are coming up a bit short, or I don't even want to say their movements have been too predictable. It's more credit to Monkey Freedom Fighters and like Mad being able to get down that nice aggressive ward early. But they get Shadow Fiend again, a quick response after the aggression earlier, and they're going to take him down.
This guy feels like he's already starting to tilt. They're going to get a hook shot after the blink. But doesn't have enough damage there, only 3 points in the battery or so. Maybe if he had 4 points, he would probably try to go for the kill. But it was still really unlikely because the Queen actually just purchased up a point booster, so she was rather tanky for that gank to actually happen.
Well, now that there's been so much attention on this mid lane, Winter, it looks like Mag is trying to, you know, make a home for himself in the Freedom Fighter Woods.
He's going to get a Midas to try and actually catch up against the Axe, but I still feel right now the main important thing is to get the kill on the Axe. So getting a Midas would mean he's actually going to just focus on getting farm and not trying to actually kill the Axe with a teammate coming in. I think the Queen still wants to... I think he's the biggest target to get with this first Sonic Wave. It's a very long cooldown. You want to get the most valuable target on the map, which I feel is the Axe at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Sentry Ward, he's dead.
There's Seema getting spotted out, pulled back, and will be taken apart. Disruption will save her life for a brief bit, but it will not be enough. Paris is there.
Oh my god,
spin
damn,
goes
he really wanted to get the dung off there so he gets the movement speed to actually get the second kill on the SD. But his spin actually got the kill and he couldn't get the movement speed buff by getting the Culling Blade. That was unfortunate.
RNG can be a cruel mistress sometimes, Winter, and not work in your favor.
The game yesterday you were casting, I think it was Yapso on the Axe. He didn't get any spins, then he got the spins later.
Yeah.
He jumped.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he had that 1v3 where just at first around 4 creeps he didn't get any spins when you think it'd be a swift kill, and of course RNG had to make things a bit more scary for him. Look at this nice stack. Necroman pulls out another one here at the Ancient Camp. It's got to be something that Vega will have to, you know, acknowledge. They have no ward over there right now, but he's heading up there. He'll start farming it up with Necroman missing from the mid lane, and now even 2 supports smoking. I wonder if this is going to trigger a high alert for Vega, but it might be too late because they're looking to super for Mag.
Too rough of a game though. They're losing out a lot of map control because the Queen hasn't really moved away to help. Generally, when you play Queen safe lane, the moment you get level 6, level 7, you want to make a rotation to actually help your team contest. But because that's a benefit of having the Queen safe lane, right? So they're going to go in with a disruption, but this is not a worth kill for Sonic Wave. They need to save it.
Well, they finally get the Sonic Wave off, though, which will get them the clockwork kill.
I think it's not worth at all to get that kill. Yeah. That's not a high priority kill. And so right now, because they use the Sonic Wave at top lane, the other 2 lanes can be very confident. You know, you don't really have to worry about some Queen TPing in with Sonic Wave plus Scream, the huge burst. You know, so that's going to be down for a 2-minute timer. So every lane is going to be much safer right now for Monkey Freedom Fighters.
Do you think there's a sense at all for like the Queen play right now? It's just like, I haven't been able to do anything. I have a Sonic Wave. I want to use it for God's sakes. Let's just make a gig happen up here.
It just felt like, I agree, it just felt like he just wanted to put the big spell on cooldown rather than looking for the most ideal target to actually use it.
We'll have to
Rocket's
see.
Gonna scout out no one here. He immediately pops his haste in fear of his own life.
Nice. Looks like he'll sweep back and away. Mag, who is bullied out from the MFF jungle here.
There's nothing more he can do here though, because the Axe is gonna just counteract whatever the Brute... The Brute really, I can't stress this enough. She really needs a gank to happen on the Axe that's successful.
That's gonna get harder and harder as the game goes on though, Winter. He's got a Blink Dagger now and everything. Is Paris though, like now that he has a Blink Dagger, does it start to go out there and get some dunks? Like, I feel like this is his peak, one of his peaks right now.
I think he's gonna stay bottom though for the most part and just look for reactionary TPs. Well, he's gonna try and look for the Brute there. Do they have a sentry?
No, no sentry, no vision at all.
No, they have a sentry very nearby. But
straight north, yeah. They're kind of seeing Mag, like little bits of them every once in a while, and maybe Paris is like...
The Queen is finally down here though, but the ward actually spots that rotation. Sad.
Oh, 9-Pash. He's like, come on. He doesn't even have Sonic Wave. He's just like, I wanna get involved here. Top lane's boring.
I think this timing has far... They needed to do this like a lot earlier though, like 3 minutes ago. Then they would have at least gotten a kill maybe on the Axe. Then it would have actually opened up the map more, because once you kill the Axe, then the Brute is gonna force the supports to rotate bottom. Mad is gonna cast Embrace on himself here after the Queen shows up, but it's gonna be fine. He's not gonna go down here. The Queen doesn't really want to go for that dive.
It just felt more like a little salty Shadow Strike there, as if he couldn't get it done. But look at the pullback. He's gonna force the Queen to blink out and away from this bounty run.
This is really important for the Rubik. This is one of the best spells he can have right now.
Mm-hmm. Free Blink Dagger, baby, that 2250 money savings.
That's better than a Blink, Dakota. This doesn't get disabled when you get damage.
Wait, what?
This doesn't get disabled when you get damage, so it's better.
Mm-hmm. And it's long range, too. 9pash probably knows that the Blink had been handed over here. Doesn't even want to be showing himself in lane, but
both gangs not successful for both teams because they have a lane ward, and here comes the disruption onto Mad.
Be the second hurrah to Mad, which will dish out the quick cold embrace. Even at just level 1, it's going to be more than enough to soak up the damage. But oh man, he goes down quick as soon as the ice melts.
Damn, that damage.
That was ridiculous. Well, he's gone. Paris is going to have to be blinking out, and that means they're going to move on forward and take the tier 1 on this bottom lane, Winter. So Vega persistent here. Finally, it's like Mag is, guys, the axe needs to go down. Let's get down here. Let's do something. Queen makes her first swoop through, but it was detected and led to nothing. Now they get even more hands on deck, Winter, and they're finally able to get a pick onto the little Winter Wyvern. They get their tier 1. Does this make things easier now for Mag on the bottom lane, or is it still high alert?
It definitely does make it easier. So now the map is much more dangerous. He can have easier access to the jungle since there's no tier 1 there, allowing the opponent's teammates to TP in early. So he's much more comfortable when he's farming the jungle here. I think this is a really important move that they should have done earlier, but it's still good they actually got it done. So right now it's going to open Roshan for them. They have to be very careful though, since TA has a Dazzle. He can also look to go get it. Paris is going to get slowed by the Shell Demon here, but they still don't have enough damage to actually go for this kill here.
Yeah, they got him with a Soul Catcher, but
He did?
Yeah, this is ambitious blink in for Paris, trying to just quickly go down the Spiderlings, and look at just everything come out. Lasers, sonic waves. They get the big bad axe down. Mad's in a bit of trouble. Gets the Winter's Curse off, but 9pash is going to be able to shrug it away. Cold Embrace. The Raise, though, is going to finish him off, and just like that, Vega quickly stringing together 2 kills, Winter. Oh, what was Paris thinking? He just wanted a quick buck, taking all those Spiderlings down, but he cost him his own life.
The greed got the better of him there, Dakota.
Oh. Happens to some of the worst people out there. But for Paris, unfortunately, it'll come back to bite him in the ass on this one. And it looks like it's going to lead to a tier 2 takedown now after they just taken down the tier 1. Things were comfortable for Mag before. Now it's going to feel like a dream. He has the whole bottom of the map to go crazy.
Is he going to get a Medallion to go Roche? Or even a, I'm not sure though, maybe a Deso on the Brute. I think this is a good game for the Brute to go for minus armor. Brute generally has a lot of builds, you know. The hero has no staple build up. You can actually build anything depending on situation. Even a Dagon, even go for even much more carry build. I've seen like Radiance SNY builds. It's not that bad as well.
I've seen Diffusal as well. You can even purge off a dust if necessary.
Diffusal is also good because most of the supports generally against Brute, they get Ghost Scepters. So Diffusal is going to allow you to solve that. I'd say this hero has no staple builds, you know. You are free to build whatever you want depending on the situation.
It's similar to like what I feel like a Nature's Prophet can be kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, I think there's only one stable item, is the Soul Ring. Other than
Soul
that,
without question. Mother needs her ring, and then she could decorate herself any way possible. But we'll see what the call is going to be from Mag for this particular game. He is sitting on a serious pile of gold, so we'll have to see what the investment is. He's probably even thinking about what possible options are.
He's thinking about minus armor. He's scouted. He's like sending a spider, scouting the rush, making sure TA is not inside. And TA showed a self-top, so they definitely know that they are not trying to do anything sneaky with the Roshan, since TA has an early death soul this game.
Yeah, this is where things can get scary.
He bought something. Oh, he's going for Radiance.
Oh, the Brute is.
Yeah, the Brute is going for Radiance.
You're right. There it is, the Relic. Radiance.
It's going to give him much more carry potential. It's going to allow him to be a more of like a core, you know, a strong core instead of a... Like what we see from, I think, Moon Meander, he likes to build up a lot of utility items sometimes. Solar Crest, AC, like the buffer build.
Yeah.
But this time around, Mag is actually going for Brute being a hard hitter. Going to go for more farm speed with the Radiance and essentially going to allow him to get more items as the game goes longer.
Which I guess is good. Broodmother is one of those heroes that can tend to fall off a bit in the late game.
True.
Yeah, this gives him a bit of evasion as well. Can't forget that.
The thing is, sometimes no matter how much you get, how much items you get on Brute, she just doesn't feel like like a Spectre or what anti-mage with those net worth, you know. Her net worth is like inflated because she's not going to be able to do as much as any other carry hero. Her net worth is like, it's not so scary, you know, like 10,000 gold, maybe it's like 7,000. because the hero doesn't do so much.
You know, and you get to the later game and you're trying to break into a base. Obviously, the team's going to have detection handy or nearby or sentries on the ground. Broodmother's whole bread and butter of working with the webs and kind of, you know, manipulating the map itself doesn't really work out at that point in the game. Can't really abuse that fact when you're pushing into a base.
She's quite bad at sieging if you're grouping up, but she's good at ratting, though. Like, she's pushing alone and the teammates are doing their thing. But here we go. We're going to see a smoke for Monkey Freedom Fighters. They're going to get a hook shot here on 2.
There it is. A nice catch from Singh. We'll go on to Seam of the Slayer. Locks him into a death prison. And, oh, man, Necroman with a double damage. You see Solo 1 second, and then you don't.
They're going to Rosh right. They're going to go Rosh right now. I think that's going to be a really big play for them to get. Since they are the team having the lineup that has to snowball and has to get a good start. So getting this Rosh would put them in a good spot. DD on TA, this is going to be quick.
A little Rosh conga line all the way from those 2 kills down to the pit itself. And they will start tackling it. No one is closest on the scene for Vega. But you see Singh is already kind of scouting it out with the rocket, so they will be ready for any intruders. Mag from the southern side. Broodlings on chase for Courier. Not going to be able to get the catch. They still go into the pit, but it's too late. Necroman has picked it up, and oh! A jump in comes out from Ninepash. Mad's going to go right for the Winter's Curse. They're going to get the dunk, and Ninepash is going to go down, and they still want to fight. Solo going to get telekinesis up. They are going to get the kill on the Singh and the Rubik. No one, though, on retreat mode here. Trying to step away from Paris. Paris not going to allow it. Your Aegis already going to be taken down, though.
The Radiant's doing work there, my friend.
It certainly is. They can't get a good lock, and Paris will go down. It's Vega who are going to be coming out on top of this skirmish.
I think Queen of Pain was the MVP there. She blinked in, and it seemed like a suicidal play, but she got away from like probably 4 heroes. And it's like she blinked in, and Monkey Freedom Fighters reacted by Winter's cursing the Queen, and they were in a very bad position, and they wanted to go for the kill there.
Woo!
And he actually, wow, that SF just rolled up.
Yeah, he just melded out from the dark, and Solo was gone. And no one looks like it'll be next. It was a good, prominent fight for Vega, but now they lose 2, and things become a bit more even. Oh, not so good.
I guess it's still fine for them since they got the Aegis at the end of the day. They are the team that has the much more late game orientated lineup with 3 cores, SF, Queen of Pain, and Brood. And Lina arguably can also be a core later into the game.
Push is coming from
3.5 cores for Vega. They would love the game to go really long.
Not the Freedom Fighters, though. They take any sort of little advantage, and they're going to try to pelt these tier 2s as quick as possible. Try to move the game along. Don't want this to go too late.
They want to siege and just finish the game as soon as possible. It's not every day you get to say that a Brood draft is actually going a very favorable late game draft, though. But somehow Vega this game has a very late game orientated lineup. And the Brood is just not... They didn't build the whole draft around the Brood, basically.
Yeah, Brood is always nice where it could create that space, draws attention to herself, and that allows your cores to farm up and be that late game powerhouse here. But Vega, Smoke, their support staff is on the move. It looks like they're going to head south.
You know, I like what Mag is actually doing as well. When he doesn't see the supports, he's like, he turn off his radiance when he's hiding in the jungle, just to make sure he doesn't trigger any sort of like smoke gangs, and suddenly they see a radiance and they know his exact position. Now he turns it back on when he's sure that he's safe. So it's just a nice little thing that Mag has been doing when he's not feeling safe in the jungle.
Those extra little steps separate some basic players from some of the players who are taking it the extra level.
Yeah, even though it didn't like matter because they didn't try and gank him, but it's just something to know.
Have it. Yeah, you need to build up.
Like trade swapping and whatnot. All these small little things.
Well, Mag is going to continue to have a free jungle to farm through at this point. So what do you look at as Monkey Freedom Fighters? A team that's more pressed for time. How do you get them to quickly get inside the base of Vega and not allow us to go late?
They need to keep getting kills like this. They need to keep getting kills like this. They're going to get another kill.
Disruption. Only going to delay the inevitable there. Boom. Dead.
Yeah, they need to get map control and keep getting pickoffs like this. When they get pickoffs like this, it's going to open towers for them to actually take. They're going to try and defend their mid tower. Yabso going to tank a Laguna into his face and a Sonic Wave. Boom! He's gone.
Uh-oh, but boom! Seema's gone. You take my support, I'm going to take yours right back. Necroman gets one of his own. Yapsor, if he had lived there, he might have been able to quickly turn around and steal that Laguna, but not going to be happening. And they will just end up trading supports. And again, it's Monkey Freedom Fighters knocking at these towers. doing their damnness to kind of keep this game moving along. It looks like they will be able to at least secure that one here. Good grab up for them. And now it's just the team stepping back, getting these aggressive wards down so they can get any intel to lead to more picks, to lead to more pushes and more objectives.
Yeah, they definitely need to get all this, like, maybe even a gem, I think, would be nice for them right now. To deal with the brute, that's number one. And secondly, to remove all this vision that, obviously they don't know where is the vision, but that's why they need the gem. To actually make sure that they remove all this vision so they can actually stop the brute from being so pesky, you know. Once the brute doesn't have the vision she has right now, she can't play as aggressive as she wants to.
Ooh, solo.
I hear a sonic wave somewhere.
It's probably just our Queen of Pain farming, pushing out bottom. Got the Ags, so, you know, figure every 30 seconds or so you might as well dish it out. 40 seconds to be exact. But back at mid lane here, Solo is just very nervous. Any chance he goes into a lane by himself, Necroman seems to be there with a one-hit punch. And they'll be fine. But who has to get the gem here? Lina was able to finish out her Yules. Great tool, by the way, Winter. And we got to remember, I know you haven't been able to cast too many of the patch. Not as much casting distance on these Yules anymore.
I tried the item, though, when I was playing a pub. It really mattered a lot, you know.
Yeah.
The 200 range, it really does feel like it has been a huge nerf on the item.
Still, though, adds the move speed and leads to the whole typical Lina combo. So, you know, you can't really fault it. Heroes like her and like Jakiro, Yules just feels like a cookie-cutter build.
She probably will just go into the normal standard Lina builds, whatnot. Like maybe get an Axe after this or Bloodstone, whatever, to go into the much later part into the game. Axe doesn't seem so necessary this game. He might actually be able to actually want to build a much more greedy build, which is to go for the Bloodstone next as a support Lina.
Is it gonna
go in mid lane?
Oh, good catch in. Sonic Wave, follow-up hook, and a Winter's Curse, all for 9 Pash. They better hope they get this Queen of Pain down. She's able to blink away. Totally good. Necroman commits in. Uh-oh, right into a Yules. Requiem tries to reflection it off, but there's going to be the Laguna follow-up. Eventually, Necroman will go down, and here comes Vega. BKB charging right past the tier 1. Sing Sing looks like he will be a victim. He goes down next. Paris, nice catch on the 2. Can he get the dunk off? No! Going to be coming up short on the threshold there. They still will bring 9 Pash down. A 3-for-1 trade, as they might be able to get Paris here. Yapsor trying to maybe zone them back, but he has no telekinesis. And Paris makes it away.
If that was the old use, he probably gets the use there. Too bad the range nerf there proved to be crucial, costing them a kill. But it's still a really favorable result. And once again, the Queen is again an MVP, you know. She blinked in first, she got a Sonic Wave on 2. It was similar to what happened at the Roche pit. She was the first one in. She got off all her spells, so what she has to offer after getting off her spells, she took a lot of tank as well. She tanked a lot of the abilities that Monkey Freedom Fighters threw at her. So, and she didn't even die initially at the start of the fight. So her team just came in and cleaned up the kills, and she died later into the fight. But it was again once more MEP initiation from the Queen of Pain. You don't really get to say that too much on Queen though. Queen is usually a hero that comes in last, cleans up all the kills. But this game, she has been proving to be the clockwork of the team.
She's like, just throws herself in there, hits all of her buttons, and is like, my job is done. Clean them up. And whether it's
even better than that, you know, like she gets all her spells, my job is done, but then she's doing even more. She's using her HP to tank all the spells to allow his team to get into a better position. So that was really selfless play from Pasha.
Very deceptively tanky too, holding just that Ogre Club and Ags.
She's actually quite tanky with the Strength Shreds and the Ogre Club and the Aghanim Scepter, obviously. So, I mean, it's not a really weak Queen of Pain to jump in first. She's quite tanky, so she definitely has a lot of HP to live through the gang.
And it's unfortunately thrown off the Freedom Fighters a bit. They committed another big Winter's Curse and everything. And
I think they need a gem though. This vision here is giving them. This vision is what allowed.
They have a gem on Shadow Demon now, so that's good.
Oh, I mean actually, Monkey Freedom Fighters. I think they actually need the gem more.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, they're gonna get one right now. They might get it. Oh, disruption save in the oh, they're gonna get him anyways. The Winter's Curse gem gonna be snagged up. Mad's gonna grab that one, and the fight continues. Mad trying to get the backliner and Necroman. Sonic Wave is gonna finish him off. Requiem to fly out from no one as he tries to truck forward. Paris, Mag trying to stand in plant, but the spins start coming out, and Paris is gonna get the kill. It's a 2-for-2 split. 9 Pass shows up. commits in for the blink, and Paris will say, see you later. They're not going to be able to stop the TP, and again, Sima couldn't get there, and the Yules was on cooldown anyways.
Just when they needed a gem, a handy delivery from Vega Squadron.
Oh, poor Solo, man. I don't know how many times this game I've seen it already, but he always eats those big meld strikes and just gets annihilated.
He only died because he came in at a very, very bad timing. Monkey Freedom Fighters were just there to place the deep ward, and he was just coming up to check if there's a ward there, but they were still there. They were still nearby to actually get the free jump there. All in all, they got an even trade, pretty even trade, but they lost the jump, so that was the bigger thing.
That's so sad. Can you imagine just as a support, you're like, ooh, shiny new gem. Can't wait to go out and put it to use.
That's just like dying when you just purchase your bloodstone.
Oh. It's all shiny and new.
Probably dying when you just purchase your bloodstone sucks more than losing a gem.
I don't know. Bloodstone, you lose a couple charges. You can always get those back. Gem, you're giving the team a huge map control advantage.
I guess gem is just worse.
We'll see, though. We might be able to get our answer here as far as the gem goes. Mad is going to be able to easily sweep now through the Vega Woods, eliminate any sort of defensive wards, and comfortably plant any aggressive ones if that does lead to the case. But Monkey Freedom Fighters controlling the northern part of this map. Vega nearby. Is Vega still in a comfortable spot with their late game Winter here, or
not so comfortable without the gem? I have to say.
Well, they're going to have to creep in for any sort of farm they can get. It's not a lot of options out there. Not even their own jungle seems to be an option. So with what limited farm they got, who do you funnel it all towards? Do you give it to your Shadow Fiend as their one true late gamer? Or do you put more priority back onto your Queen of Pain or Brood? With what limited farm is out there for Vega?
I think definitely the Brood gets the least priority, in my opinion. The SF and the Queen gets the bigger priority. Even to a certain extent, I would say the Lina would probably do better, you know, with the farm that you're giving to Brood. I think with the same farm, Lina could actually do more than a Brood though. So I feel like the Brood is not a really top priority hero right now for Vega to actually put focus on farming on. The other heroes are actually way more important.
And here's Necroman, gonna eliminate this top wave. Monkey Freedom Fighters are starting to get closer to the high ground breach.
Are they getting any key items very soon? BKB on TA?
BKB on TA, MKB.
Another hammer before he actually completes that.
Ooh. Look at them. They're anticipating maybe a possible Roche here. They would love for themselves.
I think they want to steal the Roche. They're stealing the Roche.
Oh, they got a nice rocket here. They'll see a little party here farming up.
They need the Cloud. I feel they need the way the fight needs to start. The Cloud has to hook the Shadow Demon, so he can't really save the friends in front when the Wyvern goes in. So someone needs to take care of the Shadow Demon when the other is actually initiating. If the Cloud initiates to the other heroes, the Wyvern needs to take care of the Shadow Demon. So that's how the fights need to happen for Monkey Freedom Fighters.
I imagine this Roche is much more important for Monkey Freedom Fighters if they still want to kind of stay to the schedule, Winter. So
stay to the schedule.
That's
not
what I like
beyond
to
the schedule, you know.
I mean, if they end up too late, you know, Vega are going to be taken over. So
they still have the Requiem, but it's expiring soon on the Rubik. So that's going to be something that he's going to want to get in every team fight from now on. I think that probably is the biggest spell he can get. The Sonic Wave.
Look at this. I like this play.
Maybe the Requiem is actually better than the Sonic Wave because you get the minus damage.
How about both? If you can get both in the fight, then maybe he'll be
the
Y God.
Two is better than one.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like Monkey Freedoms are trying to draw Vega away from this Roche pit towards the top lane and create themselves a small window to maybe sneak in there and do it.
They're doing the right thing. Like you mentioned, they are drawing them across the map, so they're out of position when they decide to go for the Roche. But right now, Vega is actually making their rotation swope towards the Roche. They can also do the Roche fairly quick with the presence of the Dark Lord minus armor, but they're actually going to go for an aggressive play instead of running straight into the Roche.
If they can get a pick, makes it all the sweeter and more secured Roche.
Ares is like the more far out target here. He has a BKB, he should be fine. Shadow Demon is not in range to get the Purge there.
It is a scary team to be doing Roche against, the Monkey Freedom Fighters, because it's Winter's Curse, it's Clockwork. They're
going to go regardless though, because they feel like with the BKB charge on the Axe down, they're actually comfortable. But I'm actually with you, my friend. I think it's a risky proposition.
Let's see if this is going to be a
double
high
damage.
risk for high reward.
Timely
Oh, nice
double
little
damage.
blueberry rune. No one will just take that. That will help. Oh, God. He has a BKB. Hopefully he doesn't BKB
That is
it
the
off.
rune that's going to save them, yo.
Maybe. Oh, Singh gets blocked out from the Broodlings. He's not going to be able to hook shot into the pit, but he will force himself into trouble. And he plants the cogs. No one gets the Requiem off. Sonic Wave to fly out from 9. Pash Necroman's happily able. Look at the stolen Sonic Wave fly out from Yapzor on the back end side. A 2-for-2 split right now. Paris on the run here. We know he's down with a BKB, but he's still going to try to plant it out. And no, it's not going to be happening. He does go down. Monkey Freedom Fighters are going to have to withdraw. And it looks like Vega, with what little scraps they have left, are going to try to finish out this Roche. And it looks like it will be a secured Aegis here for 9 Pash.
Man, there was a fight where they had the 10-second BKB on the TA, but they still lost. And Rubik's going to get lifted onto the air by Vega, Sima the Slayer.
He's being cheeky right now. He looks to turn back. Disruption's there, but he got the blink and uses it to step away. Tantalizing him.
He really wanted to take away the Aegis on the Queen of Pain there, but unable to do so. Still a nice attempt because he knew that he's probably going to be fine with the use and the blink he's stolen. So it was a nice attempt there from Yapzor to actually try to at least salvage the situation for his team by removing the Aegis from the Queen of Pain there.
So what ended up making that go so well for Vega was the fact that he had already procted out that BKB from Paris. I don't think the DD rune had too much of an effect because it looked like he was forced to BKB quick.
Hook shot was blocked by the Spiderlings. That was really good heads-up play from Mac there, realizing that, I mean, he himself is a clockwork player, so he knows what's going on in that situation and what he needs to do to prevent the worst nightmare to happen there, which is the clockwork hooking in at the last second and probably cogging the SF into the cliff. So the Brood Mother with the Spiderlings there, definitely a very important play for him to make.
The initial game plan probably was for Singh to hook all the way to the pit, and then he would have had the force to, you know, safely get out or into a better position if necessary.
The most ideal is to be able to push the SF up onto the cliff.
Yeah, or even that. Yeah.
Then they would be able to maybe steal the Roche for themselves, or the SF will be useless for the whole fight because he can't really do much on the cliff. So unfortunately, things didn't go up to plan thanks to the Brood Mother there. So right now, Vega is definitely in the driving seat from now on.
Oh, for sure. And for a team that's got the late game potential, I'm sure they're going to be happy, and they could even decide to slow things down a bit. I don't feel like it's like, oh, we got an Aegis, we have to use it to push for them. They're happy to take it as a farm stall period.
Yeah, they can definitely take it slow, but late game potential, like you mentioned, I think Yapzor is like one of the biggest late game potential of Monkey Freedom Fighters. Yeah? He can steal the Lina Ultimate, SF, Ulti, and Queen of Pain Ulti. He's going to look to steal at least 2 of those in the fights to enable his team to actually walk away victorious from the team fight.
We'll see if he can do it here. He's got the tools to do so, but it's almost feeling like Monkey Freedom Fighters could be pressured. He drops a nice aggro ward.
Yeah, this is a really good ward. You have to place this at night, otherwise it's going to get spotted. Well, they actually still see it, but they didn't see it.
Yep. Nice try there, Yapzor. Not happening. I'll have to pull away. So what do you do then if you're Monkey Freedom Fighters? You just lost a huge fight. You know that the game clock is kind of against you. And yeah, there's faith that could Yapzor pull the game back, but you know,
the supports are gonna be their hero though. Like you talk about Yapzor, and even the Wyvern, you know, if he's able to get the refresher, I think these are the 2 key heroes. The game has now gone away from the Clockwork and the Axe. The Clockwork and the Axe has probably gonna go into their retirement plan right now. They're gonna be just doing their own thing, not gonna contribute too much, and it's gonna be the Wyvern and the Rubik coming out of their, you know, their nests. They're gonna be all grown up with their Aghanims and hopefully the refresher sometime soon from the Wyvern.
I love your analogies for that. It's like, okay, the supports have finally made it through puberty. They're growing up. This is their chance to be men. For Axe and for Singh on the Clockwork, it's time to go into a retirement home. It's old. Get into your bingo and farm little shekels here and there. But for these supports, it's their time.
It's because of their heroes, you know. It's not every game that the core position does that. It's because they are playing Clockwork and Axe are generally utility heroes that are sometimes considered as a support as well in certain situations.
Yeah, for both of them, they're the one that's probably to initiate the whole fight, lock them down. It's like, I'm going to hold them in place. You guys knock them out. But
mid lane, Mag is going to get caught here. See you, bro. Dagon? I saw a Dagon somewhere. Oh, it's just a Death Sword. Okay, it's just a Death Sword.
Harris engaging here. Goes in, committed. Oh, the Sonic Wave going to be missing because of the Yules. No one gets hit with the Winter's Curse. Laguna return from Seema is going to annihilate Yapzor, which puts the gem on the deck. Seema looking to retreat out. There's the Ghost, and it will decease. So that means that Lina will go down. It's a two-man takedown all day, counting the Mag Brood in the mid lane.
And they got the gem. They got the gem again. So Vega actually lost the gem once more. Man, it's really not solo today though. Losing the gem again.
Is that the same? That's the same gem from before though. Yeah, just being handed back off. No, it looked like Rubik had the gem, died, lost it, and Singh quickly snagged it on
okay.
out.
I thought they got a new gem, so that was actually the previous gem. Okay, so then that's not too bad.
Solo's initial lost gem. It's the same one. He's like, I just bought that frickin' thing, and for the most part, it's been Monkey Freedom Fighters who have kind of obtained it here. And here they are back at this top lane, still creeping in. They got a little bit of advantage with the trade. It doesn't seem like time's working on their side, though. They're not going to get a lot of time to do serious work. It's just Necroman kind of doing it on his own. But it's a long journey ahead of them.
Yeah, they even choose to complete the Queen of Pain Shivas. I actually personally feel like I would actually favor getting the AC model.
Oh, yeah.
I actually like it more because of it helps to deal with the TA much better because your team also gets the armor. I'm not sure though. It's still a good pickup against the TA.
Yeah.
I just personally favor the AC more.
You get the armor, which is great, and you can slow down her right click. But I agree, it's
AC would allow the Queen to be much more like DPS right click build because you get attack speed.
Yeah.
Shivas is like the Queen still stays as a spellcaster hero. She doesn't deal physical damage, which is what you want the most when the game draws out to 40-50 minutes or even an hour.
Yeah, AC could have helped with their sieging capability a bit, but Shiva's for now.
Oh, they're actually gonna go AC. Okay, I just realized they're going AC on boot. Okay, that's the reason why.
Oh, you're right. Plate mail already in hand. Unless it's a Lotus Orb. Probably an AC though. It's gonna be an AC.
Lotus Orb is actually...
What? Reflect dunks, purge off.
What happens if you reflect a dunk that kills the target?
He'll die. The axe will die. He can off himself, if that makes sense.
No, but what if he dies right away after the Culling Blade on the Lotus off target? I've actually never seen that.
I don't know. I think the spell's still reflected, even if he gets killed with it. Not positive, though. I mean, how many opportunities do we really get to...
Yeah, because then what's the animation going to look like? Because the guy actually dies already.
We had a hilarious game. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but we were anticipating a Lotus Orb pickup, and it was against a Razor. And I'm like, I know this is going to happen where the Razor is going to be draining his own damage away. And sure enough, it worked out in that sense. It was a Tiny chasing him down, and he was just losing all of his sweet sap damage. I really love Lotus Orb. It's just quite the crowd pleaser. But from what I've recognized, it seems like obviously for a lot of players, they put more into the purging capability, I guess it has, over its reflection capability, because it's just not as, reliant. You have to just hope that you get it
This
off.
game, what are you actually purging off? Actually, mostly nothing. Maybe only the Arctic Burn and Battle Hunger. These are the only two spells you actually purge away.
Yeah. It's not really worth it. So that's where the AC is just the best option here. He already has the recipe for it. Yeah. It's about to have the Hyperspell.
I guess it could be worth it if you actually reflect the Winter's Curse. I mean, it's the only one spell that actually would probably change the way the fight goes if you actually get the reflect on the Lotus Orb.
Yeah, that's if you can predict when the Winter's Curse would come, though.
A lot of ifs, my friend.
Too many ifs. Too many ifs for Vega when they're already a team that feels that they're probably in more of a better position. They're not going to risk it with gambles on Lotus Orbs and stuff. So
yeah, but then again, if they allow the game to actually drag out very long, and the refresher actually comes out on the Wyvern, then things become uncertain, because that one hero can actually just wreck the whole team fight with 2 ultimates. So they have to be very careful how long they allow the game to actually go for.
Does he have the blink already too? Yeah, he does. Okay, because now it's like...
It's going to take him a while, but if the game actually drags out 10-15 minutes, I can actually see the Wyvern actually completing the refresher up.
If the game drags out 15 minutes, I would imagine that means that Monkey Freedom Fighters have just been doing something right, where they're able to get picks and stall out. Because
true, I guess so. And we have to remember as well, the more items that everyone gets, the stronger the curse becomes. So it's a thing that the Wyvern becomes a very strong hero
Yeah, that's true.
later into the game.
It's got tremendous scaling power. And
Yeah, they have to rely on the BKB with the recent changes on the curse, where if the target is affected and the targets around the affected heroes are spell immune, they don't actually get drawn in by the curse.
And
so
3 of them have
actually,
BKB.
Yeah, he probably has to try and maybe draw the game by taking fights and making their BKBs drop down to 5 seconds. I would say when that actually happens, when all the 3 BKBs are 5 seconds, that's the time where the Wyvern and the Rubik would actually shine.
While he has 1 Winter's Curse, is there a particular priority? Let's say if it's a 5v5 clash, who do you think you need to take out of the picture or get the setup on most?
I think whoever who doesn't drop that spell yet would be a main target.
Between our, what, like Requiem and Sonic Wave? And
yeah, whoever doesn't get into position to drop her spells and you are able to initiate on that particular hero first, you go for it. I think it's very important to actually drop their spells on a hero that hasn't done anything, because it's tri-core, right? Everyone is dealing damage, all the 3 cores. So it doesn't really matter who you curse. I feel the most important hero I think maybe would be the SF, you could argue, because you can stop the Requiem. So I guess that's probably it.
Brief Sonic Wave just to relieve the pressure here at the top. 9Pash will take care of it. But help is on the way, dear. We got a smoke out, and Mad, who is glimmering up, is going to get spotted. Oh, see you later, Dragon. They got the Disruption. They got the LSA. They got Dragon food for a week. Vega's going to grab that one. Yeah, it's a big Dragon. Okay, yeah, maybe a month. I haven't played Skyrim in a while, so I don't know how much goods you can get from a particular Dragon. But 20-19. Don't base it on the kill score, though, because Vega are still in a very nice position. As we saw there, Mad maybe just trying to get very deep for an aggressive ward. He had a couple on hand. Will get punished for it. But that's just sometimes the sacrifice you have to make as a support. At this point in the game, you just have to go into the dark and you just hope the payoff is worth getting that extra bit of vision down and intel. And sometimes you just may lose your life when the other team happens to be smoking at that same instance. Well,
information is what wins games. So
exactly.
Top priority of all support players all the time. Securing information for their team. It's always something that sometimes which leads to their downfall. They die while doing it, but it's always a worthy cost, you know, going for all those deep wards.
Probably one of the best examples of that is, and if you want to be able to see it, and at least in my opinion, is watching games of Evil Geniuses when PPD play Tree.
Highlight Die as well. I think he's one of the better examples. Like, he likes
Highlight Die? Yo, yeah, for sure.
And then he calls it space spanking.
Well, probably the most selfless player. So selfless, he'll give the other team that little bit of an advantage. That way, they get the net worth swing once they actually take them out. You know, you got to give them that. You got to get that net worth up there. That way, when you finally take them out, you know, the extra bounty comes. The rubber band ain't what it used to be, but those top net worth cores do still hand over a pretty penny. Highlight Die is one of those selfless supports that just likes to feed them up a bit. But
there we go. They're gonna try and chase them out because they're splitting up here.
Can they do it though?
Not sure though. Where's the clockwork? Is he gonna get a hook?
No. Look like he scouted out with a rocket already, but no good target. He'll send a new one in there, but all of Vega are hiding out in these woods, so I don't think you want to be running into that jungle right now. Your opportunity to get a pick off is already gone. They were just a bit too far out of reach.
They're gonna try and probably smoke and get a important pick off, but when we were talking moments ago about the Rubik and the Wyvern coming out of their nests, becoming the grown-ups, the Lina is also the support that has came out of the nest to be Vega's grown-up.
She's now a lady, no longer a young girl. Little Seema. It's got the Ags, yeah. That's a serious right-click. Or, well, serious burst of damage, rather, from Laguna now.
A lady with a very bad temper, I want to say. You don't want to piss her off.
Yeah, she is. It's that, you know, winter. It's that time of the month. A little Seema the Slayer here. And she is feeling spicy. We'll see, though. I mean, for Vega, they're just going to start hanging around the Roche neighborhood, I'd imagine, winter. We only got about 30 seconds for it to be back up. They're already in a good spot. Monkey Freedom Fire is already committed with the smoke. They're a bit out of position. Should it be their concern to get over there and, you know, be available for maybe a possible contention?
Yeah, they definitely have to contest that, but dude, it's like 45 minutes in and it's almost even the game.
Yeah.
On the goal.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
2,000 gold is like nothing right now.
Why is it so close? It just feels like Vega are doing that much better right now. Is
Yeah,
it just the hindsight that they have so much core?
They have a lead that is not visible on paper, an unofficial lead of some sorts.
Yeah. Now the Roche is
They're
up.
gonna wait for the
Max
flare.
sees
They're
it.
gonna wait for the flare. They're gonna wait for the flare to go away. Then they're gonna try.
There's the flare. No one says, I don't care. I'm gonna go in.
He's gonna wait
see
for,
me do it.
He's gonna wait for 46-minute double damage rune that's gonna.
It
spawn
seems like an
outside.
obvious bait or something with the way no one's just in the middle of this pit, but Paris will come in first with his Shiva's going to be popped. Immediate Yule's up on the Necroman. He will come back down. There's that Winter's Curse from Mad, and it will take out no one. Follow-up comes in. Mag's going to be caught into the cogs. Yapsor will possibly be brought down. It will go down from 9 Pash. Now on a killing spree, but look at this. It's the Monkey Freedom Fighters getting the most out of this. Solo, who managed to force himself up into safety. Still alive and well, but back at 9 Pash here. He's up in arms with Sing Sing. But the Monkey Freedom Fighters are happy with their trade, Winter. They're going to go right into the pit, and they're going to be the ones who take the Roche. What a turnaround.
This time around, we saw what didn't happen in the first Roshan fight, right? This time there was a really good curse, and there was a really good hook shot from Monkey Freedom Fighters. I think the Shadow Fiend barely did anything apart from get his Requiem off, which was also stolen by the Rubik in that fight. So all in all, this time it's much better, you know, first move from Monkey Freedom Fighters. They made a much better initiation, which allowed their team to actually be successful. And right now, Necroman is gonna try and backdoor this tower here with the creeps available in the mid lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Might be able to get it. One more hit. 9 Pash shows up. Pops him with the Shivas a bit. Solo. Oh! Comes back to life. Ghost Scepter, he's gone. See you later, Solo. And now they look for 9 Pash here. Beautiful call set up from Paris. Is going to lead to her destruction and then lead to an immediate buyback because the racks are in trouble. One to go down here. The sieging unit of Necroman. Too powerful. And that's going to be the first set of racks dropped. And believe it or not, it's from the Monkey Freedom Fighters. Just as we were praising that Vega seemed to be in much firmer control, Winter, we have given them the Winter's Caster Curse. And they are now behind.
So apparently it's on me again. It's my fault again.
No, the weird thing though is at the start of that Roche, the way just like the Shadow Fiend, you know, no one was just kind of hanging out the front of the pit.
I actually was quite surprised they actually still continued to do the Roche even though they got scouted. They could have just waited things out and just, you know, go back to their old momentum of the game, which is just split pushing and just forcing the game to just prolong. But instead they were a little bit, maybe a little bit is an understatement, they were really, really nervous about wanting to get the Roshan and they just rush things, you know. It's just a really costly play there, not being patient enough.
It felt like they figured they had a bit more time, but the Monkey Freedom got there a bit too soon, and then they couldn't really get themselves into appropriate position. And
I think if they had the double damage rune like the last, like the first Roshan, the last situation, then maybe they would have actually made that play possible, you know. But the same play, I don't think it would actually work twice.
So
they didn't have the brute spiders this time, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No blocking shield this time for him. Mag's gonna have to wait out in the dark. Look at this fun little pickup. Paris on the axe. Mjolnir. All right.
Good build for a tank. Essentially, you want to always have your teammate actually get it, so they put the charge on you because the item is not so useful on axe. You just want to use the prop.
Yeah.
The static charge.
But it's not really a TA item.
Can't really complain because no one else can build the item.
Yeah. But I guess, I mean, is the active this much money worth it in exchange for maybe something else? Maybe they could have had a Lotus Orb, you know?
I would have actually preferred maybe to go for a refresher, you know, on the axe instead of the Mjolnir. I would have actually preferred for refresher so you can actually get like a double call and a double BKB, double Shivas.
Oh yeah.
It's actually really good against SF, getting all... His BKB is useless.
They're all BKBs,
you know?
yeah. I agree with you. Never really get to the... maybe it's just because typically with an axe, you don't really kind of get to this luxury point in this kind of situation. I don't know, but yeah, when you start getting up to item 4 or 5, sometimes
it's going to allow him to be more, you know, more of a core as the game drags longer, since if you go for the Mjolnir, you farm faster than going for the refresher. So maybe he still wants to... He still thinks that the game might actually go for some time. Refresher is like one of those items that you get it, you want to make it pay right away.
I don't know if you also noticed, but Rubik has a soul booster here. What about an
Bloodstone?
Octarine Core? More
Oh.
more spell steals? Faster. I'm kidding. Bloodstone, though, do you think really just for the benefit of maybe the smaller death timer?
The team fight as well, because you give your team heal. Like it
That's
sort
true.
of counteracts the Sonic Wave though. I'm not sure, but both of the icons seem really good at this stage of the game. 15 minutes. Probably some would argue that there's no point in getting a Bloodstone late game, but I still feel that sometimes in certain scenarios that getting a Bloodstone late game is still would actually pay off, because it might actually allow you to have a free life if you actually get a lot of charges. And late game, a free life on a support is something not to be underestimated of.
I feel like even the Freedom Fighters could use a Lotus Orb. Maybe if Sing's able to throw one together. Imagine the reflected, Disruption, Laguna Blade. Even a measly little Shadow Strike might be something, but... they don't. Oh,
I'm actually trying to think if there are any better options for Sing here, apart from the Lotus Orb.
Well,
Maybe
better shoes?
Better shoes is not on the menu maybe so far. I think he probably wants to build another item to replace the Aegis. I'm thinking Lincoln's would actually deal with the Laguna. Not sure though.
Oh, he's getting under some trouble here. Mag gets lifted up, bumped to the side of the cogs. Sing will end up going down here, but Mag could be the return. There it's going to be Necroman is able to get in there, but it's the dunk from Paris that's going to get the catch. Solo gets the disruption off, will force away. Requiem to fly from no one. Good damage on the Necroman. Annihilates him, and a follow-up Laguna onto Paris. Will handle him. Now look at the supports. They may be little teenagers trying to be grown-ups here, Winter, but it looks like they were going to get stranded and left behind. Yaps were to go down, but it was a stolen set. And now it's just Mad left alive. He's gone. Triple kill for 9. Pash, it's a full team wipe. And now
Man,
Vega
I
back in
think,
control.
I think Brute was like, he made a really costly mistake there though. He did, at the start of the fight, he was actually attacking without his ultimate activated. And then halfway through the fight, when he was almost dead, he realized he didn't pop his ultimate. Then he didn't have the life drain to survive.
He was being juggled around quite a bit.
Yeah,
so
they still
made it
won the team fight
difficult.
though. So regardless, they're still quite happy. But he
Of course.
probably would have lived to give his team a much more decisive victory, I want to say. But at the end of the day, they still won a team fight even though they lost the Brute. So not much that you can complain that if you're Vega.
So what can Vega do with this now that they're able to take a fight and relieve the pressure from their base? It doesn't look like they're going to have any sort of time to start charging across the river and taking objectives for themselves. Is that just kind of step one in like a 5-step process here for Vega to get back into the game? Is it going to take more team fights? Or is the clock continuing to tick here for the Freedom Fighters and maybe their window to kind of close this game out could be closing?
I think there's no specific how many steps they need to do right now. They just have to take one step at a time because they are the side with one side of racks down. So they are on the defensive side. They need to deal with the lane constantly. So they just need to make sure that they... I feel like the next thing they need to focus on is just, like you mentioned, get all the lanes taken care of, push out, and they need to secure the next Aegis. I think if they can secure the next Aegis on the SF, then they would be in a really, really comfortable spot.
Might be tricky here. Seema's going to take the time to farm up.
Did we actually talk about the E-Blade on Lina?
I know, I just saw it as well. That's pretty gross.
It's actually a very good way to defend your team against the Winter's Curse because you can cast it on them. So one of the more utility-based usage you can actually get out from the E-Blade here.
Here's a smoke move from the Freedom Fighters. Urging to bounce back from that recent skirmish here. Mag is going on a Necroman. Yapster's going to be there. Mag has to pop his BKB and turn away. The Requiem will go out. Not very effective. Jump in from Sing. Gets the catch onto no one. Will cog him down. Paris looking to lock him additionally with the call on the side. Laguna flies out. Takes care of Necroman. And here comes Vega once more. Lift is going to be there onto no one. Paris still looking to kind of tank up all this damage, but he continues to get kited quite a bit. There's going to be the Yules. They'll separate, and they will take out the Goliath. It looks like Paris is going to be going down. Mad, one of the lone survivors, forced to glimmer and crawl away from trouble. Sing, though, not going to be so fortunate. Caught out in his own cogs. He will go down. Another effort from Monkey Freedom Fighters is going to be coming up short here, Winter. They lose 3, and they only take down Mag.
I felt that was the fight where you wish you had the refresher on the Axe though, because if he was able to actually get another BKB and call off, the fight might have actually became Monkey Freedom Fighters' favorite though. I just felt like the item that he went for, the Mjolnir, didn't do much though there in that situation.
Yeah.
It really didn't provide too much because everyone's BKB, like you mentioned, 3 BKBs, and it doesn't do too much damage. You would actually really love to have a secondary call and a secondary BKB just to deal with all those BKB charges that Vega have. So I personally feel that Refresher would have done more in that fight.
Oh, well, he does have.
And then you know what? Yepzo in the fight as well. He was like, the moment the fight started, everyone was casting their ultimates. He was like looking at the plate, choosing what type of main course he wants, and in the end he wanted to steal the Laguna, but he actually got the Dragon Slave. Probably would have gotten an extra kill if he gotten the Laguna, but he just wasn't fast enough though. You could tell he was actually thinking about whether he wants the Sonic Wave or he wants the Requiem, because everything was coming out at the same time.
Oh, Mad expending the curse to cancel out Solo's TP back will lead to a support takedown. Maybe. He's stalling it out quite a bit. No help nearby though. Solo. I'm gonna create space. I'm gonna hide in the trees. I'm a fugitive. What are you gonna do about it? Can he juke?
That was actually really bad though, honestly.
Oh.
Because he gave away his ultimate to Yapzo, and it means that he has actually 3 demonic.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
because he's got the Ags.
I think it's gonna be able to break. It breaks the items with the Aghanim's. I think you don't really see this item too much on Shadow Demon, but it has an additional ability where it breaks the passive abilities when you have the Aghanim's.
He might have to sport it here in the mid lane. Necroman's in trouble. Necroman is dead. Commit in from Sing might be a bit too late. Clockwork's going to be going down. Here comes everyone else trickling in one at a time. A buyback committed from Necroman. They want to fight this out. 9-Patch very close to going down. Not going to be enough. Mad looking to catch up here with the help. And there's the lead in dunk. They're going to take out the Queen of Pain. Out for 2 minutes without a buyback. And Mag is on the run. He will make it up and over to the north side. 2 for 1 trade. Oh dear.
Things looking really bad right now. They don't have buyback, and like you mentioned. But however, for Monkey Freedom Fighters, they're actually going to choose to go for the Aegis and Cheese. So the base of Vega so far should be safe, but Queen should still be dead once they decide to push after, because she still has a 90-second death timer. Damn, she's still dead for quite some time.
And there's a gem that they're just going to even leave in the Roche pit. And Roche is just filthy. Look at all these garbage they just littered all over his place, but I guess a gem is of importance to him right now.
Roche needs a house cleaner, housekeeper. So.
A little Roche maid could do nice with that. And it is actually an Octarine core on this Yapzor Rubik. So, you know, anticipating that whatever he steals, he'll be able to get even more use out of. That's nice. I don't know if I've ever even seen this before. Is this a world's first?
I think I've never seen it in a serious match, like an official match.
It's never been done in the history of Dota. Insert some sort of crazy dank
and the Wyvern has actually chosen to go for the Lincolns to protect his core against the Laguna instead of Refresher. I would have actually preferred to go for Refresher and leave the Lincolns.
Yeah, Refresher's so big. It just takes 2 of those BKB units just out of the fight for that full duration.
And it's like only 1,000 gold extra from the Lincolns, so I don't know. Well, maybe the Lincolns would pay off in the end. We'll see.
I mean, Laguna has been the Achilles heel to Necroman what looks like the past couple of fights. Each time it comes out, it leads to his demise, and they just apparently don't want to have to deal with that. So they will value the extra defensive measures just to make sure that their real right clicker will not go down at the start of these fights. And now it's them on the siege here. Slow and steady. Tier 3 to go down. And this is for the second set of racks. Winter, we got to remember, this is a best of 1, not a best of 3. The losing team is done. The winning team will move on, but there's a lot at stake.
Time to check who has their second lives.
Let's hit that I button here. Oof. Well, looks like only the Shadow Fiend, Lina, and Mag on his Brood Mama are going to have the second life ready to go right now.
The Queen has like, what, 1,000 gold to farm? Oh, that's a huge amount. She's not going to be able to get it for the fight for sure. Unless somehow she gets like maybe a triple kill.
Ooh, Vega, there's smoke, they're moving. Mag's going to see the brief break here. Mad able to make it away. And now Sing Sing jumps in. Good hook shot onto Mag. He's going to go ahead and force himself out, lock him in the prison. Wig Winter's curse onto no one here, but no follow-up damage. Sonic Wave stolen. Going to be reflected right back. No one's still in good position. Necroman, though, not so lucky. That will force out the Aegis. 9 Pash now going toe-to-toe. Paris is going to get the dunk off and finish him down. Necroman back with a second life. And look at Sema dishing out the right click from the back end. Him and no one going to be able to finish off the TA. Paris, he has no life, but he wants to commit and try to get as much RNG as possible. Look at that. The cold embrace will keep him alive and well. Yapsor back gets to steal a new LSA. Looks to commit it out and, well, not going to get the catching stun. They will lose Paris. Yapsor will retreat along with Mad. And no one will get a double kill at the back end of it here. So when the dust settles, Winter, who really comes out on top? MFF look like they'll be losing so much more. All from a smoke movement of Vega.
I think the Rubik didn't... He stole Sonic Wave and he didn't use it, right? I didn't see it come up from the Rubik. I'm not sure if you saw it.
It like kind of hit no one, but after it finished, it didn't look like it did much damage. So it might have been a whiff.
So I'm not sure though, because it looked like he actually didn't do much with the Sonic Wave. It was like a really close fight though. Any other ability that did more would have actually easily turned the fight around. But that E-Blade from the Lina is proving time and time again, saving the SF. Every time they get the curse onto the Shadow Fiend and the TA brings up to try and attack him, the E-Blade comes into play. So I want to say this has been by far the most impressive item selection from the Lina here. And even from the 10 players though, I think this has been one of the most effective items so far for the game. For the game of the supports especially.
Is it enough of a problem that Monkey Freedom Fighters need to consider a defusal? Just to take care of it?
Yeah, Refresher, he's gonna have 2.
Oh, man. Sema is itemizing beautifully here.
You know, the thing is as well, it's like he just basically negates a lot of, like, the TA blinks in with her BKB and she doesn't do anything. And as soon as the E-Blade wears off, the TA is not BKB. I think the Clockwork right now has to divert his attention. I've been talking about the Clockwork needing to focus the SD the whole time. But he might have to divert his attention towards focusing the Lina, because the Lina is becoming a huge pain right now for Monkey Freedom. It's so annoying.
Sema has been doing a very nice job, though, kind of staying out of the initial spotlight of these fights. And Monkey Freedom Fighters have been kind of putting more into taking out this Shadow Fiend and Queen of Pain.
They have another Lincoln's, dude, on the Axe.
Oh, double Lincolns here. Really? Not one Solar Crest?
Never again Laguna Blade on TA.
See, Winter, I'm just going to have to, again, push for a Solar Crest. You're talking about now 2 possible Lagunas to reflect back from Sema the Slayer. But
you mean the Lotus Orb?
Oh, Lotus Orb. What did I say?
Solar Crest.
Solar Crest. Not even close. Does anyone even have a Solar Crest?
No, no one even has one in this game.
Jeez. I don't think I've seen that in a while, but... These teams just hate the new items, I guess.
What is Yapsor gonna go for? Is he gonna follow his team and hop along the Lincoln Sphere train?
I mean, I don't want to say this feels desperate, but it feels a bit desperate here from Winter for Monkey Freedom Fighters. I feel like they kind of get brought down to peg, knocked back to base, and then they're quickly back on the other side again at the Vega front, trying to take it. For Vega... They don't really seem to be taking a lot of advantage of these fights they trade. Is it just because of the damage that's already been done to the northern part of their base that they can't really... Oh, hold on, though. Good catch from Singh. Gets a hook shot. Quickly forces away. I don't think no one's going to be in very much trouble. He'll just easily walk out from the cog, and his support staff were going to be there in case something was to break out. Just a tease. Just a tease. But... Yeah, Vega not able to kind of move out at all after they kind of take these fights.
Back to the question you were asking. I think I want to agree with you. I think most of the part they haven't been able to do a lot in the past couple of minutes is because they didn't have the racks at top, the northern side of the map, and they are always constantly having to, you know, just send heroes at top until they actually get a boost of travel. I think that's the next biggest thing they need to do. Get BTs on like maybe one of their cores, so that someone can actually be dedicated to defending the top lane at all times. Probably the Brute would be a good selection. Brute or the SF would be good.
So do you think Mag is at that point we were talking about what feels like a day ago when we said Mag has got to be more of a late game positional spider, you know, committing with that Radiance has allowed him to farm that much faster in conjunction with the Midas. Now he has a Vlad, he has his AC, and his BKB, which is now already down to 5 seconds. Is he still a problem in this game, or is this Brute starting to get to that awkward phase?
He's just getting to the awkward phase though. He's just built tank. He wants to be alive in the fight as long as he can to give the aura for his team. I feel like once he gets locked down, he's still an easy target to kill. Even with 3000 HP, they definitely have what it takes to actually take him down. But at the same time, he needs to be able to tank so that the Queen and the SF can actually have enough time to kill the rest of the heroes. Even the Lina though. So Brute has been forced into a position where he's the tank of the lineup. He's basically like the Axe this time. The Queen has been doing that for the most part in the early game, but right now I feel the Brute has to be the one doing it.
Mad is split pushing as much as possible here. Nightpash was trying to catch up and get some vision with the Shivas, but Mad's already gone.
I would be surprised if he doesn't build Refresher next though. I think he has to build the item at some point.
Certainly so.
I don't really feel like the Lincolns have, in the last fight, even though they have been constantly casting the Lincoln Sphere buff on the TA, I still think that the TA didn't really benefit too much from it. He still died at the end. So I'm not so sure though. I still feel like the Refresher might have given them a better chance to win a whole-on team fight.
Yeah, is it because Vega are able to easily pop this Lincolns? They got Force Staffs coming out of their ears for most of them. Easy casual purge if necessary from solo to rid of it. Maybe disruption. A nuke from her Broodmother. When things break out, though, it just happens so fast. I agree with you. It doesn't seem like having 2 Lincolns was even enough to stop
they're gonna need a Lotus Orb to deal with the hacks from the Queen as well. So I'm not sure who's gonna build it, but it's definitely one of the better items they can build right now. The spiders are coming in here.
Oh, Sonic Wave on the Yapzor. Gets the Glimmer help. Sing does interject. We'll get the lift on the Nightpash, but he commits in with this BKB. Trying to go for the Rubik, changes target, looks to go for Mad instead. If he gets taken out, that means no Winter's Curse, and that is a big weapon for MFF. But look at Paris, commits in, gets a big call. We'll get hit with the Laguna. Follow-up coming. Sonic Wave from Yapzor on the high ground here, but a Requiem is going to be coming out from no one, and look at Vega. Now, Yapzor with the stolen Requiem on the high ground. Are you kidding me? This kid is playing out of his mind on this Rubik, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Paris now realizing he's stuck in a almost 2v1. But Mad and Rapsor from the high ground still continue to pelt no one. Lock between now 3, and he will go down. It's a triple kill for Paris. And Monkey Freedom Fighters have managed to hold their own. They're going to go into the pit, and they're going to try to take the Aegis for themselves.
Man, the Rubik definitely the MVP of that fight.
That's ridiculous.
A grown-up support, I want to say. Doing work. Worthy investment to babysit that Rubik, that little Rubik that's come a long way.
He is a man right now, winner.
I have to give props to the Axe though. He got a 4-man call there. Again, if he had a refresher, that fight would have been instantly over.
It's looking that way. I honestly would have loved to have seen how that would have worked out if he had the refresher. It was a huge call, like you said. I actually was almost concerned. It was a great call, but it almost seemed a bit of an overstretch away from everyone else. But it was great. It was good enough. It got everyone there.
Yeah.
And
it set up the Rubik for success, basically, for the stolen Sonic Wave and the stolen Requiem. So it was just basically easy picking. So after the initiation from the Axe there.
It was ridiculous how much he was able to do from that high ground. It was almost as if he was up on a balcony just pelting Vega. And, well, now look at this. They lose one set of racks. Glyph comes out to save the melee racks here, and it's Vega fighting for their lives. Their Nanyang lives right now. Lead in from Sing Sing. Hookshot not going to get a proper connection. Those Broodlings will be in the way. Necroman continues to siege here. Feels a bit more comfortable with the Aegis, but it looks like it will go down. The Lincolns is going to save him from that Laguna, but eventually he will get dropped. Requiem to fly out. They trade both, and now Necroman's back. Sing jumps in immediately, gets a beautiful 2-man catch with the cogs. And now Mag, forced in a very awkward position, trying to just crawl himself out into safety. Paris, meanwhile, eats the right click from no one, able to make it out from safety. Now Necroman looks like he'll lose his life. He does go down. A double kill for no one. Yapzor is already retreating out. Monkey Freedom Fighters want no more, it looks like, and will step back it away or not. Nightpash able to get the catch as Mad leads in. Yapzor turns back. We'll lift him. Try to create some space. Mad throws the Lincolns on himself.
If he dies, that would be bad, but they only got the range Rex, Dakota. The melee Rex is still alive. What is going on?
It's slowly healing up too. Oh, does this mean the thirst is on? Monkey Freedom Fighters, they come back. Do they just try to hurl back the other way, Winter, while they still can? Or is that the best they're going to be able to get for now? This is with them having that Aegis and coming off that huge fight. Still not able to get really enough done to put Vega in a very submissive position.
Well, they have to try and push though, regardless. They need to get the creep waves all push out and try to deal some power damage or any structural damage they can. Right now, the 60 seconds though, they definitely can maybe at least at the very least take 1 tower.
Like, this is the first time I feel like in an hour or something that I've seen Vega be on the other side of the river actually pushing for tier 2s. It's been them on the defensive this whole game for a team that has this tri-core setup, and you fear what they have to offer in the late game. Here we are at 70 minutes, and they finally take down a tier 2 in the mid lane, Winter. Now they're going to the high ground. No one going to get hooked up. Sing forces himself away into safety, and no one's just going to be locked into mini prison here. We'll get some assistance. It looks like Seema sieging this tier 3 will force out the glyph. And now it's Monkey Freedom Fighters in their turn to defend their own base. Haven't really seen it much this game. Paris pops out the Shivas, commits in, gets the call, but it's also going to be on top of a Winter's Curse. Sing goes in, going to get the cog bump. Still not enough. A lot committed for no one, and no one is going to be fine. Oh, felt like maybe a bit of awkward rhythm there, Winter, at the back end. A lead-in call from Paris. It looked like he was trying to pull the Shadow Fiend into their base, but the Winter's Curse came immediately after and didn't catch a lot.
That's a pause and a resume right away from the opponent. Do they have pause rules in this event?
I don't know. Awkward random pause and resume without anyone talking about it.
Yeah, there was like no one saying anything.
Just Dota things. I don't know.
Okay,
yeah,
refresher on the Wyvern finally. This is going to be a huge ton of events if you actually cast both of the ultimate on a really crucial moment. The Axe, however, has gone for a heart though. I'm not sure about this again. What is he going to replace? What is he going to replace? The BKB?
5-second BKB? It's possible.
What's going on?
Finds too much value. I mean,
he actually
Mjolnir?
He only has the recipe though. I'm not sure if he's actually going to complete it.
Is the Mjolnir really worth it to keep at this point? Why not just replace that?
I definitely think the Mjolnir hasn't done much apart from speed up his farm and allowing him to speed push when he casually casts the static charge on the creeps when they're actually pushing. So I don't think it has done much like you mentioned. I just don't know though. I feel like the heart seems a bit meh. Like, I don't think it's gonna do much.
That's where I'm craving a Lotus Orb, but they don't. They're not gonna go down that road.
Yeah, Lotus Orb would help the TA. The TA is like now really worried that he gets jumped by a Hex, and then your team is, let's say, late for the Lincoln Spear buff onto the TA and he gets Hex. That's when you wish you had a Lotus Orb instead of a Lincoln's.
Monkey Freedom Fighters now back towards the Vega side, where they've been pretty much most of the game.
This is really big, Dakota. They have a Butterfly on TA, and I don't think anyone has the financial status to actually get an MKB on Vega.
Doesn't look like it. I mean, they're tanky as hell. They got a couple of eyes now. Scotty, even one on the mag. Satanic, which had already been done for no one here. They can soak up the damage, but you're going to be right. It's going to be difficult for them to be able to get a hold of Necroman. And now that Monkey Freedom Fighters have 2 Lincoln sets and this Butterfly, is that going to be enough for Necroman to survive in these fights? 'Cause it still feels like he can be locked down and bursted apart.
He can be locked down, like you mentioned, and burst apart from full if he's out of position. So it doesn't guarantee his survival, but at least it's going to improve his survival chances, you know, with the Butterfly. And he's going to be really counting on the Lincoln Spears from his teammates. That's about it. I think he just needs to, at this point, have trust and have faith, you know, that they will actually keep him safe.
This, though, is turning into that part of the game where it's just, you cannot really emulate this in even scrims, I imagine. How many times you're going 70-plus minutes into a game where your support is pretty much 6-slotted. This is all execution, and it's players doing it on just pure experience. Like,
yeah, and dude, if you look at the network graph, and we see the true supports, the Shadow Demon and the Clockwork.
They're at the bottom.
clock is really enjoying himself at his pension role now. Retirement home.
And they're at the bottom with not anything to discuss, like 10K and 13K, which normally seems like huge numbers, but 74 minutes doesn't match up. Paris is king of net worth on his axe, believe it or not.
Wow,
Nearly 30K. Who'd have thunk?
But 30K not on the most useful items, I think.
Yeah. 30K to take a beating and take a lot of beatings and survive.
Yeah, and at this point, it's like pointless to get moon shots on the axe as well.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better item than a refresher for the axe right now. I just feel like as an axe, there's nothing much that can allow you to be like that difference maker in the late game. You know, not a rapier, not a moon shot, just none of these items.
Well, we'll have to see if the heart is going to be enough for Paris here.
Maybe he's still deciding whether he wants it though.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like nothing, even if you sell a recipe.
Yeah. I'm sure it's something him and his team could be discussing here. And I am totally on board with you about the refresher. I think having that double bit of lockdown even against a BKB.
It's sort of
so
like a
big.
mini black hole, you know, at this stage of the game. You have a double black hole on the axe.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can look at it. And if you combine it with the curse, essentially with 4 spells, you can annihilate the whole team if you actually get a very good initiation and you catch multiple heroes.
Sounds like the dream.
Yep, it's definitely the dream.
What will it be, the dream, or will it be a nightmare for Monkey Freedom Fighters? Will they be able to execute said dream? It's going to be a bit sticky.
The nightmare will happen if Vega have a Lotus Orb.
Yes. Oh, that would be hilarious. Been pushing for Lotus Orb all game, and if Vega are the ones to pick it up, and it's like the key component to pull them out a big win in a fight, can't help but be like, I told you so. What about Team of the Slayer? What's he building up at this point? He's got energy booster. Is he going for an Octarine?
No, that was his arcane boots. He actually disassembled it.
And he got the boots of travel, yeah.
Yeah. His next item, I think late game wise, in Alina's position, since he has E-Blade, I kind of feel like Dagon might be a really good choice.
Really?
Either Dagon or, I don't know, because I feel like with the E-Blade, you might be able to get a lot of work done with the E-Blade plus Dagon.
What about a Necro Book? You have a refresher already.
Necrobook probably too late. I don't think Necrobook would be good. It's either that or maybe he just gets like... I always say that in late game situations when you don't know what to buy, just get a Hex, because Hex can never go wrong in late game.
Oh yeah, very true.
If you really have no clue what to buy, just get a Hex. Or if you're a carry, you just get a Rapier.
They go into the Roche Pit here, which is about to pop up in a few seconds. There's obviously also a trap inside the pit. That MFF.
Oh no, they're gonna catch him.
Oh,
Wow,
oh,
that
Mad.
was close.
Taking flight.
That was...
Whoa, they're looking for him. LSA not going to get the spot. He turns back with Arctic Burn. He's enticing him. Gets a big Winter's Curse between the two. But is there going to be the follow-up? Paris leads in, gets the call. He's got the Mjolnir proc on himself. And there comes Sing Sing, able to assist him a bit. And they just start fighting and brawling at Vega right into the middle of the pit. But look who's winning. No one. He is just trucking on through. I don't care how tanky you are, Axe. I muscle right on through you. Solo dishes in. The Lincolns is going to be popped from Yapsor with the help of the Purge. But it looks like they'll be able to soon bring him down. He's stalling it out, though. Putting himself into the self-fuels. And he will end up going down. Big fight for Vega.
The base of Vega though, they lost both of their tier 4 towers. They need to be really careful the next time this happens again. Because it might actually be a possibility that one of the Monkey Freedom Fighters heroes might actually just boost or travel in during the fight to actually take out the throne. So now that's something that's very dangerous for Vega and they have to make sure that it doesn't happen for them.
And they have no glyph anymore, too. So, I mean, I don't know if it's an opportunity that could come up within that cooldown. Is it urgent right now for Monkey Freedom Fighters? You're looking at a fight going that way, and now Vega picking up an Aegis.
It's definitely going to be in their mind right now, since now they just lost a team fight. They gave away Aegis and Cheese. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, if you're Monkey Freedom Fighters, you want to avoid fighting or you want to try to go for a throne play, like maybe 4-man distract, and then the TA would be the most ideal hero to boost or travel into the enemy base to try and take out the throne, since he's the one that's dealing the most damage. I think that would be one of the few plans that's going through their mind right now.
How are we doing for TPs
Man,
here?
that refresher was really underwhelming in that fight.
Yeah.
From the Wyvern.
It looked like the setup at the start was wonderful for Monkey
Yeah,
Freedom Fighters.
the first one was really good. The second one was not very useful. I think the BKBs, you know, I think he has to probably wait for the BKBs to wear out before he does it.
Comes Sima back into action. TPing in though, so there's no TP back to base. There's no TP on Shadow Fiend. Ninepash does have one, but the big concern right now is for Monkey Freedom Fighters is that trouble is at the front door, and Vega are looking to siege through this tier 3. Sing Sing will commit in for a hook just to lock no one into the cogs, but that's really all the Clockwork can do at this point. Rendered pretty much useless as he can only participate so much from his little retirement home. No one now has just shrugged out one tower. The range will get dropped, and it looks like potentially Melee could be in trouble. This Shadow Fiend too hard to break down even with his first life. Eventually Paris is toying about going in, will get hexed up here. And look at no one just start right-clicking him down. The Sonic Wave even from the low ground of Ninepash does some serious work. Winter's Curse onto Mag will help, but not going to be enough. Laguna's going to fly out thereafter. Sing Sing will go down. Yapster with the Stolen Requiem is going to dish it out, but it's not going to be doing enough damage. Mitigated easily. Secondary Laguna to fly, and now they all go down. Quick triple buyback comes out from Monkey Freedom Fighters, knowing that this is the all or nothing. Temporary Cold Embrace for Sing Sing. Another committed jump in from Paris. They're going to get the pullback onto no one here. They might be able to bring him down. Finally, they'll get the Aegis, but they're still losing so much. Necroman's going to get dropped. He's out for 2 minutes without a buyback, and this could be the beginning of the end here, Winter. It looks like Paris now slowly withered away. Ghost Sceptered up and everything. He just has no options. Vega very low at this point. They're all just so weak, but no one's going to be there to finish him off. No one now goes for Mad. Cold Embrace will stall things out, but they've already lost those mid lane racks. They're about to lose their mighty dragon. Now Sing back. Hook shots in. Grabs no one, but look at Ninepash. He buys back. He'll TP into the base. One tier 4 goes down. And this is all, of course, going to be without Necroman. 86 seconds. Looks like it's possibly going to be over, Winter. And that's the game. Valiant effort from Monkey Freedom Fighters, I'd have to say. One hell of a match. 81 minutes. I'll be honest with you, it didn't really feel like an 81-minute kind of a game, but resilience from Vega. They'll come out on top.
Good way to start my night, you know. It's getting late here, and this game is definitely the caffeine that I needed to
Wonderful.
stay awake.
Oh, so what do we take away from all of that, Winter? We led into this game from the draft. You know, the impression that you had made and that I felt as well was Monkey Freedom Fighters had a schedule to follow. They had to actually end this game sooner than later. And then here we are with an 80-minute game, and they were actually still holding their own all the